Last session, our adventurers returned home after their long ordeal at the circus. Having arrived home in the wee hours of the morning, you fell into a deep sleep, arising just before noon for a new day ahead of you. You went to go speak with Clerk about potential quests. However, you learned that Clerk had been instructed to refrain from giving you any, as the guild heads were keen on speaking with you and wanted your schedules to be clear for the day. You apprehensively approached the guild building and went inside, catching the end of a conversation between the guild heads about your performance, you think, during your probationary period, as well as the need by Lady Alvis to expedite your joining to the guild. You ran into the guild heads just as they were emerging, seemingly, from a wall. They greeted you and asked about your week, and where your thoughts lay on joining the guild there and then. A few pointed questions were thrown at Vayne, in particular, given the motive fueling his adventuring career is likely to be comparatively short-lived. Ultimately, after weighing your options, you each individually stated that you were ready to be officiated as members and adventurers of the guild. The guild heads brought you through the illusionary wall they had just walked out of to reveal a small ceremonial chamber with a stone basin at the far end, a groove set into its rim. A silver dragonborn, who you later learned to be called Lumedi, was stood there, holding a small pillow with 4 gold rings sitting on top. There, Professor Gilmore explained that you were to be bestowed with guild signet rings that were to be imbued with the essence of your blood. The reason for this is so that the guild can monitor your status while you are out adventuring, so that in the event you should die, the guild can alert your friends and family as well as locate your remains and hopefully put an end to whatever saw to your untimely demise. Now, a little less dubious, you each presented your arm along the groove of the basin to have your fingers pricked. A few drops of blood were placed upon your ring, and a few let fall into the basin itself. And with that, you are now all officially adventurers recognized by the guild. Professor Gilmore explained that you now will have greater access to the guild's amenities, as well as be partial to a 10% discount at most shops within the guild's walls. Lumedi also mentioned that, while attuned to the ring, you will have a slight advantage at regaining yourself should you fall in battle. Or, in real talk, you have advantage on the first death saving throw you make when you go unconscious. You were also told of an upcoming tournament to be held as part of the Good Fortune celebration held closer to the end of the month, wherein you may participate as adventurers of the guild. However, Gilmore highly suggested that, should you decide to form a group, it might be wise to think of a group name so that prospective employers, the public, whoever, will have means for referring to you. Lumedi also mentioned that the signet rings you now bear were left blank purposefully, so should you decide on an emblem or symbol for your group, they can alter the rings for you. Or you can have your initials put there in place. Signet rings are meant for correspondence, after all. With that, the guild heads congratulated you once more and went off to attend to their private matters. Vayne spoke with Fern Fiddlehead about Planstifer, and the moral quandary of perhaps relieving Planstifer of his wokeness, which might be of benefit to both the plant and Vayne. But any decision on that has been left for a later time. Lady Alvis hung back to speak with you all, now that you have been officiated. In truth, she asked for the ceremony to be a little bit earlier for you than for other individuals and groups that joined with you, as she was to bring you to the grave quarter for a meeting at sundown. To Roshana in particular, Lady Alvis mentioned that Priestess Alara of your Temple of Saloon wished to meet with you there also. Alvis asked that you meet her at the gate to the grave quarter at 6 o'clock, but for now, the day was yours to do with as you pleased. You used this opportunity to try to find Vayne's friend Larima. The address given to you by your caravan friends indicated that she was near Brunston Square in the Arcane District. You took a carriage over, Vayne singing the entire way on the back of the carriage, much to the dismay of the carriage driver, and you took the opportunity to learn a little bit more about each other, in particular noting that Roshana certainly must have garnered the favour of her deity to be granted such power. You also learned that Kato himself was also adopted by his elven parents, who were faithful as well. You soon arrived at Brunston Square, a small brownstone square within the Arcane District that seemed a little more residential, though there were a few businesses about. You spent a good half-hour trying to spot Larima, garnering the attention of one of the guards, as Vayne was preoccupied with looking inside people's houses. You settled down for a moment, just as that same guard began town crying, alerting you to the fact that Priestley Montegor, Vayne's old caravan master and dear friend in jail, is set to be hanged. Amidst your own shock at the revelation, Rook spotted a figure that looked quite like the description Vayne gave of his friend. You took off after the figure, hooded in an autumnal orange-red cloak, down an alleyway where you found numerous small homesteads. Unable to see her, you shouted her name, drew attention to her presence, and overall were a bunch of dickwads, before an apple core came shooting out past the door, hitting Vayne squarely on the forehead. You all dove into the low and dimly lit house to find an older elven woman with long, slightly bushy hair that has been braided in places to keep the hair from her face. She both scolded and hugged Vayne on seeing him, invited you all in to join her for tea. Vayne, still rattled by the news, set about explaining the dead body incident, which led to the caravan being arrested, to Larima, who seemed just as astonished as you were that Monty decided to bring the body with him, all the way from Gratzim. She was perplexed as she mentioned that Voresh, the supposed offender in this case, was with Larima at the time the caravan began to pack up and leave. On asking, Larima mentioned that Monty had been cold for quite some time, and that she was no longer able to see him or his future. She tallied off all the supposed destinies and endings for Vayne's friends, before she noticed that Noro's was now also obscured from her vision. One thing seemed certain. The caravan was most assuredly dead, and it looks like Monty will be dead with it. You each asked her for some of your own personal matters. Vayne asked about his parents, whilst Kato asked about his brother, and learned a little bit more than he was expecting. Unfortunately, Larima did not have a star chart available for Rook, as she is not inclined to read those signs. But she did mention to Roshana that she should be able to tap into her own abilities of divination, being that she is a cleric of the moon. Larima soon became weakened from her recurrent readings, but not before she gave Vayne the outlook of his own warbled future. You may all find residence in a surprisingly familiar shop, building it back up to its former glory. You may, however, also find yourself crushed, your legs separated from your body, between the teeth of a giant beast. Swings and roundabouts. Not wanting to tire her, you said your thanks and goodbyes to Larima, Vayne swearing to help Monty however he can. Meanwhile, it seems that Larima is planning to return to her home in Woodwink, and Vayne hoped that he could see her again to say goodbye before she leaves. You all left Larima's home, unsure of what to do next. You considered sending Vayne and perhaps Rook to go visit Montegor in the southern gatehouse. You decided against this, though, knowing that you were all expected at the grave quarter, and figured you could go to the gatehouse later in that evening. It was a long, solemn journey to the gate of the grave quarter, where you disembarked and waited the hour before Lady Albus arrived. On quizzing your somber expressions, you told Albus of Monty's execution. She was unaware of Monty or his execution to come, but she did say she will look into it and see if there's anything that she can do to help. For the meantime, you have people waiting for you, and it is unlikely Monty will meet his demise this night. You enter the grave quarter, met with some of the Vayne as they warned you of sticking with your guide and keeping a hold of your belongings before passing in through the giant walls. Symbols of crescent moons with ravens perched on their lower tips, looming over you. Lady Albus guided you through the grave district, staying close to the wall, as she explained to you the reason for bringing you here. She felt that you all deserved a better explanation about what happened on Public's Day, and with the whole mess orchestrated by Viprick. She first started by explaining that the grave quarter in Clancamrye is seldom open to the public. Only on the days of burial or anniversaries are those allowed to enter this walled quarter. As a member of the Kilar'une, an organization concerned with health and disease throughout Kali, she has special access to the quarter and is allowed to accompany you here. Undeath has long been a problem in Clancamrye. Through their stringent burial practices and swift repose, the problem has been managed, which is why the immediate turning of a body within the public's hall was of such grave concern. As you walked, you saw the numerous graves and mausoleums, the vast forests and the humanoid and sometimes bestial forms stalking through the ever-present fog. Alvis brought you to a small, nearly nondescript chapel further into the quarter, the only symbol a black bird statue looking over you as you walked in. Inside, you met again with the rather eccentric priestess Alara, as well as the more calming presence of a Mem du Fond, member of the Vayne. While the rest of you discussed the unknown burial practices to you here in Clancamrye, Roshana went with Priestess Alara to speak in a small room behind the altar. There, Priestess Alara imparted to you, Roshana, the need to have faith in Saloon's power, as well as having faith in yourself. Unlike most followers of Saloon, who are typically concerned solely with light, knowledge, and divination, you are a fighter, and have the potential to become what is known in the temple as a Twilight Warrior, someone who faces the darkness head-on, and is a beacon of light to others. Being aware of the undead, Ilara reiterated that your powers would be needed now much more than ever, both in and outside the city, and that you may be sent out to deal with such darkness. There are also people who will look up to you, in particular those who are influenced by the moon. And there will be times where you will have to intervene when these people cannot harness the power the moon has given them. No pressure. You return to your friends as a Mem du Fond decided to bring you out into the graveyard for a little walk amongst the graves and the swirling fog which spirits floated through. On your walk, a Mem gave you all a little history lesson. Clancamrye was once known as Kilar'une, the City of Souls. It used to be a sacred place where the elves would lay their dead to rest. After the war that saw the fall of the Alien Empire around 700 years ago, it became apparent that the dead could no longer find rest. This became known as the Raykor Curse, meaning exiled or banished. In their religion, it is the goddess Moonbow who watches over the transition from life to death. But it seems this process has been thwarted somehow, and these souls cannot reach their appropriate resting place. Instead, it is believed that these souls are being harboured in the Shadowfell, and that the Raven Queen watches over them, which goes to explain the curious imagery about the Grave Quarter. Many restless and disturbed souls, however, have escaped onto the material plane, evident by the problem the city faces today. The founding king and his family came to Clancamrye after the war to pray for guidance and salvation for their people, and they have remained there to this day, just as the curse has remained. This is how Clancamrye came to be. Its many canals and rivers, rings and quarters put in place to protect its denizens should the undead arise from the catacombs beneath the city and begin walking the streets. Now, most of the remains of those in the catacombs have been moved to the Grave Quarter as a greater means to protect the people. Just as the fog was beginning to grow quite thick, a pair of giant black wings dusted it away from above. Imem ushered you all to head back towards the temple, as the guardian's presence was likely a sign that undead were nearby. You turned on your heels and followed Imem to another long building, which he entered and walked down an extremely long set of stairs. You descended, numerous stories in length, beneath the earth, to stop at a long, dark stone corridor at the bottom. Alvis took over your tour of the Grave Quarter and explained that these buildings are where the researchers, archaeologists, and necromancers investigate the breadth and reach of the Raykor Curse. You learned that it was not just the dead that were affected. Revivification and resurrection rituals, the people brought back from the dead, and the components used for such magics, i.e. diamonds, were being corrupted by this curse, as it is spreading across the kingdom. You pressed Alvis for a little more information, and gave your own possible explanations for the curse. But it has been a long 700 years, and while they have gathered a lot of information, the cause of the Raykor Curse is still unknown. Which brought up the conundrum again that was Faprick, and the immediate turning of Brander Mutz back on the public's day. The question now is whether this is an effect of the Raykor Curse, or if someone, or group, has amassed great power to cause undeath. All possibilities are equally terrifying, but Alphys assured you that much progress has been made already between the Kieptalar and the Vayne, and that the spreading of the curse has been a 700-year-long affair, which has been contained somewhat by their efforts. Alphys reiterated both the need to be vigilant about the undead, especially to Roshana as a cleric that can turn the undead, but also that you keep this information quiet and amongst those officiated by the guild on a need-to-know basis. Thoroughly creeped out and oversaturated with this flood of information, it was decided a drink was in order. You all returned to meet up with Alara in the temple and left the grave quarter. Alara and Albus bamfed their way back to the Dullahan's Head, whilst you made the trek to the southern gatehouse to speak with Montagor. Vayne disguised himself as the guild's lawyer before speaking to the guards, hoping to gain some favour from doing so. Much to your dismay, it seems that dear old Monty has been moved to the western gatehouse, which you have decided you will visit on the morrow, after a stiff drink and a night's sleep. The carriage driver is currently bringing you back to the guild, and she has assured you that she will not be picking Vayne up again after his singing and impersonating of an official on this day. So, you've all just left the southern gatehouse. You are heading back to the Adventurers Guild. Is there anything you'd like to do?
What time of day is it?
Oh, it is late. It'll
Oh
probably
yeah,
be
that's
about
right.
11 by the time you guys get back.
Oh yeah, let's I'm gonna turn in.
We could skip to the Adventurers Guild if you like.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything on the way, but I'll probably go to the Dullahan's Head when we get back. Yeah, because that's where Alvis said she was going to be.
Yep.
I have a couple of questions.
Righty, you soon return.
This is different.
Dark. How's
I've
it going?
got like a art library tab on Roll20 now.
Huh.
Oh. Yeah,
don't touch it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I have it too.
But I've pressed all the buttons.
Pressed hold.
I clicked where I normally click to get my token, and it was
Don't
not
look
my
at it.
token.
I think it's a little bit more like unique to the individual. Like
Yeah,
I can
because it's
access the
showing-
library that has the tokens for all of my Roll20 games.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's showing stuff for my game too. So
Yeah, I can
think
see
it's
Alpha
just by-
Orc.
so
Thomas is
don't
not
worry,
mine.
don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Right, it's not any of yours.
No,
down.
no, it's just
Yeah, so I'll
Basic
jump out of the
question,
carriage.
What are you doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing, Vayne? Have you got a little campaign going of your own?
No, I clicked it and it said
No.
premium assets, marketplace purchases, subscription sets, and all this.
Well, Roll20 must have changed things around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, so because that is where the journal would normally be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's effectively that's where I clicked, and
Weird.
but the journal's just moved across one.
Okay.
So I was trying to find my token. I'm not doing anything secret, don't worry.
sounds like lies to me, but
It is. It's all
Big
lies.
lie.
Can I roll a deception check?
We only roll
Well, I
if
believe
it's
him.
absolutely necessary.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because we know you're lying.
Well, I mean, just rude, but okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, Vayne's gonna pop to the Dullahan's Head because, as I say, Albus is there and stuff. Where are you all heading? What's happening?
You know what? I will go with you.
yeah, I'll follow with.
Oh, very well. Kate.
What's at the Dullahan's?
Lady Alvis said she was going to have a drink there. Maybe I could ask a couple more questions. Plus, I don't think we've eaten anything today.
No, I'm pretty starved.
Have we not?
No, we only ate brunch.
Right. Yeah, we had brunch.
Or, well, 11 inches.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I will follow as well.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'll move you over. Do.
That famous thing of sustenance. Whoa, what the fuck is this lady?
I don't have a picture for Ilara, so this will have to do for now.
Okay.
Honestly, it's pretty close to what I imagined. Exactly.
Yeah, just a few more wrinkles and a bit more
Yeah.
of a scraggly nose.
Yeah.
It's quiet in here, evidently by the.
There's a few people about.
I'm gonna go to this table so that we're not right by the door because there's a breeze.
Don't worry,
You afraid to
locking
catch a
it, it's
cold?
fine.
Oh, Rook's not. Plus it's nearer to these two.
Yeah.
Good evening, Baz.
Just waves a hand over to you as he's putting up another picture of Vale in front of Alvis and Ilara each. You see there's already a couple empty pictures beside him already.
Cool. What would everybody like?
I'll just have a glass of water if you're buying.
Sorry, Rook, I can't hear you from over there, friend.
Oh. Well, weirdly, I can't cross the threshold. No, I'm fine.
I'm in.
Wait, are you saying you need to be invited?
Invited? Oh my
You're
god.
rude.
Something happened in the grave quarter, you can tell.
Is that why you're all red?
It's a little racist.
Kato is on a path here. Yeah.
If you weren't human, I'd have words.
That was above game. Leave me alone.
Dear. Okay, water. Everyone else?
How about a whiskey?
Whiskey.
It's been a day.
It has been a day. Kato?
Yeah, just the water.
Okie dokie. Hello.
How are you doing, Vayne?
It's not amazing. That was Alvis, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I'll kind of sort of whisper to her, just quick, I was hoping to have a conversation with Luxon at some point, and also anyone that knows a fair bit about the arcane. Is there anyone you would recommend?
The arcane.
Yes.
Professor Darcel would be one to speak to. I'd say Gilmore himself, but let's say his interests are very concerned with the world itself rather than the practice of the arcane. I'd say Darcel will probably be the best person to speak to. You can ask Clerk tomorrow, or even tonight if either of them are still up. Just to
excellent.
Get a meeting together.
Lovely. Excellent. Thank you. And I'll just say it's been a very long day. I fear oh, don't worry. And I'll sort of look to Baz.
He looks at you.
Can I have a double whiskey, 2 glasses of water, and a bottle of wine, please? Red, ideally. And just if some, and I'll look back. What do we people want for eat? What people want? Food all round.
What do you have?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit late, but we've got garlic bread if you want some.
Fuck yes.
Yes, please.
I'll take some of that too.
Several garlic breads, please.
Baz hands you your drinks and scurries away into the kitchen.
I nod at Alvis and say thank you for the info. Hopefully I'll speak again soon.
Aye. I'll have a little look into your problem.
And yes, also, on our way there, I do apologize about this. I disguised myself a little bit to speak with the guard, and I think the carriage driver took not necessarily offense to it, but wasn't impressed. I just didn't want it to, be me who came from there, coming back and asking questions. But nothing happened. We were turned away. There was Monty wasn't there. But I just thought I'd mention, just in case you found out about it at a later date anyway. I was going to speak with Luxon about it when I get the chance.
I'm sorry, I'm rather confused.
I made myself look like somebody else. A lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yes.
Right. You see, she just kind of wipes at her brow a little bit, and you see she's got the smallest little flush on. She goes,
this would be better for another night. I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin your free evening.
I'm going to try and forget you said that to me. She puts
Excellent.
her hand at you.
I'll pop. I'll sort of shout to Baz. Another one for these two fine ladies.
Will do.
And I'll nod. And I'll nod and say thank you. Sorry. And I'll go back over to the table and pretend I don't exist.
Yeah. It's not long before your drinks are had and the garlic bread is brought out to you.
I love garlic bread.
Yeah. Couple of loaves to sit down in front of you, they're crispy fresh.
Garlic bread and wine. It's
Smothered
like
with butter.
Christmas.
And
Christmas. And garlic butter. Vayne will tuck in, drowning in wine, weeping slightly.
The salt from the tears adds flavor.
Yeah. it's making it better. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss?
You seem uneasy.
Well, it's been one of those days. There was a lot of information thrown about. I found out my friend's been put to death. The good news that maybe we'll eventually get a shop. And then the bad news that I'll be chopped in half and eaten. It was a mixed bag.
Well, he hasn't died yet.
No, of course, but it just adds an extra layer to this confusing tale of events with regards to what happened, why it happened, the amounts of money, who did what. It's very all up in the air, and I'm not really sure how to feel about it.
I see.
Yes, just Just a lot to take in. How was your meeting with nope, it's gone.
Elara.
Ilara, thank you. I was slapping Alvis and Ilara together and becoming up Alavis.
Elvis.
Yeah. How was your meeting with Alara? Alara.
Yeah, with Priestess Alara, it's
I'll just
okay.
point at her.
It went well. Just it's much, especially with all the other stuff that happened.
Yes, of course.
It kind of came hand in hand with the situation earlier at the Grave Quarter district. She says there's a lot of darkness. And
well, I mean, we're dealing with undead, so
yeah,
no surprise, really.
And that in that I will have a role, but hopefully helping that. It's a lot.
I mean, it's good that you have a sort of goal in mind. And it's good that she believes in you. I assume they don't just throw out.
She did say so.
That's good.
I just sometimes need to believe in myself a little bit more, and then I drown myself in my drink.
Vayne's like shoving some garlic bread in his mouth and then drinking wine, and then shoving more garlic bread in his mouth and drinking wine.
We're here too. You don't have to take everything on your own.
I know.
And I do appreciate you all running around assisting me with, finding Larimer and all of that. I know you're not really getting anything out of it, but it means a lot to me.
I've just kind of been assuming that this would have happened regardless of whoever I met up with on the first day.
Yeah, that's bound to happen if you're a group.
But still, just wanted to let you know that it's very much appreciated. And I would do the same for you.
That's sweet.
Vayne will probably just keep drinking and eating until he's kicked out. Or until everyone else wants to leave.
Yeah, I think Rook would have went to bed long before whatever the closing times for this place is.
I'm not actually sure if it has a closing time yet, to be honest.
I mean, we don't know.
Before I go, actually, I will, because Vayne obviously knows what day it is. It's tomorrow that I have to meet Baz, right?
Yep.
In the evening at around 6.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll just double check with Baz. Everything's still good for tomorrow. And then I assume he will nod.
He does.
And then, yeah, I'll go back to drinking, finish my bottle of wine, and then head to bed, I guess. Unless anyone else has some secret mission they want to go do. Want to go break any more laws? Nope. Okay.
So yeah, as the evening begins to wind down, you've stuffed your bellies with garlic bread. You've had, Roshana and Vayne have had their drinks. And of course, get the munchies again and eat more garlic bread. While Kato and Rook watch on. Eventually, you decide to turn in for the night.
You head on back to the housing quarters.
It's getting late
Yee.
enough. I'd say it's roughly midnight. As you're leaving, Roshana, Priestess Lara gives you a wave as she
I wave back.
begins to walk a little bit unsteadily towards her awaiting carriage. Okay.
Yeah. And once Vayne gets upstairs, he'll pop his instruments down and just collapse on bed.
Mhm.
Been a long one. No tuning up instruments today.
I will also turn in.
Oh my god, there's 2 Katos.
There's 2 Katos.
What? I only saw the. Oh.
2 Katos, no Rook. Weird.
What did you do to Rook?
Sorry, I was borrowing your hat.
I don't wear a hat.
Kato. No, I was speaking to Vayne.
My trickster's hat. I think I'd know. It would have taken you a little while to to put it on.
I'm here.
Ready. You'll listen in for the big slips.
Mm-hmm.
Roshana,
Oh fuck.
does a 23 hit?
What?
Oh, yes,
What?
that does hit.
Okay. You take 50 points of force damage.
What?
How many?
What?
50?
What? What?
5-0.
I'm 5-0.
No, 15. Jesus Christ.
Okay,
50.
okay.
You just literally killed her in one shot.
Yeah.
I
What just
was so
happened?
scared.
What just?
Good luck,
I
everyone.
know. I think I know what this is.
Good luck, everyone. Let's roll initiative.
Oh
They're
my.
a big bird.
What is?
my
What
initiative
is?
in the good numbers now?
Okay, so plot
Oh,
yourselves
it's
wherever you like.
still fucked up.
Wow, Roshana. That's...
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's
What?
I'm so confused. Right. Do we know where our... Is it bunk beds?
You are in bunk beds, yep.
Okay. Vayne, I think, is on the bottom bunk. If I remember, like, that's what I said.
Whatever you like.
Oh my god.
It's your sleeping arrangements.
gonna
So,
just change it to the natural one that I actually have.
DM, did we ever discuss how like Rook is super comfortable sleeping in all his armor and shield? I feel like that's come up.
No.
Okay, I'll untick those modifiers here. Oh boy.
I'm in pain.
A natural 1, Roshana?
Yeah, a natural 1.
God, it's almost like you were stabbed or something.
And I actually was happy that I was in the positives now with my dex up. Sigh.
Oh.
So
at least
untick
At least we're
leather
getting
armor and stuff.
the natural ones out right now.
No. Exactly.
I'm assuming it's completely dark in here.
Oh, yeah.
I've got dark
Okay.
vision,
Oh,
but I'm also asleep.
I mean, you would have heard the almighty whack that Roshana received.
God.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
What is happening?
Everyone
I-
is now awake.
I think I know what's
Okey-dokey.
happening, and I do not like this.
Okay. Top of the round, Rook. You've just been startled awake by a yelp from Roshana.
What do I see?
Nothing. Look
You are dead.
At the room around you. Completely fine as it was. You just see Roshana has, like, basically taken a welt to the stomach, and she's just kind of winded, sitting up.
Rook will drop into the center of the room, and then bonus action. Are all my wild shapes expended for the day, or is that from when I was last here? Did I?
Should have been last, because you didn't do anything last session with your wild shapes, I don't believe.
Okay, I'll pop that stuff back up. And I will.
was mostly talking.
I will wild shape into chalice form,
Okay.
and that chalice form emits 10 foot of bright light.
Okay. So the place now is illuminated.
Still see nothing.
Still see nothing.
In that case, I will give. Is Roshana clearly like bleeding from an injury?
She's not bleeding, but you can see, like, she's kind of like, checking her arms, whatnot. There is huge bruises underneath, so she's like bleeding underneath the skin.
Okay, then I will use my action to cure wounds.
Alrighty.
And I will pour a little bit of chalice onto that. So it becomes big boy cure wounds.
Get down tonight.
There you go,
Ooh!
14.
Ooh.
I got 14 points for Shauna. Very nice.
Almost back to full health.
Rook will then. It's like, is Roshana like halfway into like off the bunk bed, or like is that where she is, or is she meant to be on a tile?
Depends. Roshana, are you up or down?
I'm on the lower part of the bunk bed.
Okay. So yeah, Shauna is on the ground currently.
I'll move myself here then.
Okay.
Then Rook will just say, "I shot this up in here," and he will briefly step up to where would be Roshana's spot, and then he will back up over to here.
Okay.
And sees if anything tries to lash out towards him.
Okay. Nothing lashes out.
Okay, that's Rook.
Okay. Next up, we have Vayne. What would you like to do?
Vayne kind of bolts up. What's going on? And he'll hop out of bed. Boink. And he'll rush. Is there a window in here?
There are 2 windows. So one here and one here.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Rush to this here.
Mhm.
And push open the window.
Okay.
And I'll turn and be like, is everyone okay?
You can
I don't know what that was, but
And
that hurt.
and I'll hearing Roshana say that it hurt. And everyone's like, I assume ready. For action, I will cast Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And I will make my voice louder. And I will say, we're under attack! And I will remember which room number we are.
Okay.
And say that room number.
Okay.
So we're under attack, room 24022176214.
Way too long to be a room number.
Also, we really need to sort out these room number conventions. Jesus.
Anything else?
And that's my turn.
Okay. It is now the something's
The
turn.
thing.
A box.
Mm-hmm.
A box. That was the
I got
goddamn
attacked by a
box.
box.
Okay, Roshana, you feel a large breeze crest against your face, but only you hear the whoom sound of something coming in your direction, but it completely disappears.
Jesus. Oh my god.
This is the sofa all over again.
Okay. Kato, what would you like to do?
What do I see?
Nothing. Well, you see Rook, who's like brightly illuminated. You look about the room, nothing there.
What do I sense?
There's something hot and heavy in the corner of the room.
Which corner?
It's not showing. Come here.
It's me. Oh, damn.
I'll get my swords.
No swords. Okay.
Excuse me. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm gonna swing.
Go for it.
16.
That hits. Roll damage.
7. And we're gonna
Nice.
throw in an extra. Oh, where are you?
Your PP. Roll your PP
Eh?
dice, Kato.
Extra 8.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh. It's a very respectable and average PP.
A little bit of me was hoping it would be an 11, but you know. there you go.
Swinging with the offhands.
Go for it.
Children.
That hits. Oh,
An extra 6.
very nice. You swing once, pushing forward with your mind. Like the initial incision, and then another like booms out afterward. Knowing you've got a beat on the target now, you swing again with the other scimitar, and they both impact. Physical kind of form. It's definitely impacting, but it's still invisible. You can't see exactly what it is.
It's
Anything
like
else?
trying to press. It's like trying to press 2 magnets together.
Kind of, yeah. Anything else you'd like to do, Kato?
There's something in the corner.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Roshana. What would you like to do?
Get up and I will cast See Invisibility.
Very nice.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just gonna reveal this area here, show it properly. And gosh darn it, when you know it, guess what's back?
Doesn't fit. Oh no. No!
Not you.
Not what I was expecting, but
How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
The familiar smoky figure that you encountered on your goodwill quest not so long ago. Anything else you'd like to do, Roshana?
guys, in the corner that Kato just attacked, the shadowy figure is back.
We should really get rid of that box.
Followed us home.
And that ends my turn.
Alrighty. Next up, you've got Rook. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Rook is going to climb up onto the bunk bed here. And then be like, oh shit, and then he's gonna jump down and climb up onto his own bunk bed and pick up his star map, and then just start spinning some of the dials and start letting some of the radiant light out, and is just going to blast that corner with a 2nd level guiding bolt at
Alrighty,
disadvantage
go for
because
it.
I cannot see creature. Where's my guiding bolt? There he is.
Shit, yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Oh my god.
Rook doesn't mess around.
Oh my god!
God!
Holy fucking balls.
Wow.
Or anyone?
21.
Yep, say it.
The end has arrived.
Yeah, this is
Oh
the
my
end is
God.
high.
Now I see it. Oh, wait, where's it going? Oh, man. Crazy.
Okay. Yeah, your guiding bolt hits it, and for a split second, all of you can see the ethereal form of this shadowy figure take a visual on the material plane. The lights crawl up its form, and eventually it just dissipate into nothingness. Once again, reaching for your bag, Roshana, as it disappears. Well done.
Oh, because you took the...
Yeah, it's because we've still got the box.
Oh my god.
So when you said it followed us home, it was like, no, we bought it. Yeah, no,
I mean,
that
it
was us.
technically did.
Mm.
I thought we got rid of that.
You know, in a lot of ways, this is the second thing that we have in a possession that will continue to haunt us.
Wait, what's the other thing?
Vayne, have we gotten rid of that diary yet?
I was afraid you'd say that.
No, I haven't. Perhaps, let's say in the morning, I'll burn the diary, and we can maybe ask about how one destroys a box that has an undead person in it, because
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like we've. Maybe I'm just being a little bit silly here, but have we not in the past, like, I would say 12 hours, been in contact with countless people we should have shown this box to? There's like a place that they deal with this kind of stuff, and we were there, and we could have just said something.
It slipped our minds. There was a lot going on.
Well, I was unaware it was still with us.
Kato, you hear a knock at the door.
I answer.
Yep. So you see, standing in his underpants, that same elven figure that you've been running into every now and then. He's just kind of there, kind of just pulling his trousers up, and he's got a rapier in his hands. Goes, is everything all right?
Yes, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. How are you?
He turns around and like pulls his pants up properly. I'm fine. Good to see.
There was a ghost. We got it.
A ghost?
Yeah.
I give Rook a a look that just is just like, did you really just say that?
There was.
No, there definitely was. I saw it. For a split second, I saw it.
Is everything under control?
Yes, thank you.
So, sorry for waking you. I turned the thaumaturgy off in my voice.
Okay.
That's
Sorry for waking you.
Like a megaphone.
Yeah.
At like 3 in the morning.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to bed. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Amazing response time, by the way.
I'll try and be quicker next time.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, that was like 6 seconds. You did very good.
Well, it turns out I'm only 2 doors down, so.
Oh.
Yeah, not great. I thought I dreamt it first. Good night. You see, he awkwardly just runs off.
Close the door.
He awkwardly runs down the hall.
What a nice guy.
Okay, Rook, Vayne, we don't need a ton of rumors thinking the housing quarter is haunted.
But there was a ghost.
And
yes,
honestly, like,
but it's not
Roshana
because
took a ton of damage. I didn't know if it was a ghost or if it was someone trying to attack us, or it could have been anyone.
I mean, on one hand, it doesn't matter. I guess the person should know about the things that have been going on within the guild, since he's a guild member, right?
True.
So talks about ghosts and undead is allowed? Question mark.
And I didn't say a ghost. I just said that we were under attack.
True.
Yes, but Rook said ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but he also said he dealt with it. And I mean, as adventurers, I assume shit like this happens all the time.
I assume people come back into this town with all sorts of weird shit they picked up in ruins that they don't know what they're doing. Look, we can probably just head to somewhere in the morning. Be like, anyone want access to free ghost?
Free ghost will beat you up in the morning for money.
Well,
alarm clock.
I'm sure there's some casters that know how to handle this.
Well, regardless, how are you feeling, Roshana?
I'm okay. Just a little shaken. Nothing sleep will do good with, I guess.
What time-ish is it?
You take a look outside. It's still pretty dark. You're assuming it's still pretty early morning.
Okay. Well, I suggest a lie-in the morning. Actually, that's probably not the best way to... Well, you can have a lie-in. I'll have... Yes. I'll see if I can get in touch with people.
We'll see. If I wake, I wake.
Indeed.
Let's just go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just made my voice loud, so I'm gonna go straight back to my lovely dream, where I'm not being eaten by a fucking monster.
I mean, it's only an off chance that'll happen.
I
If you have a curse box.
think I've got a cursed life.
Yeah.
As Vayne falls silently back to sleep.
Alrighty. Still a little bit on edge. Takes a hot minute before the adrenaline finally dies down. Roshana, you do locate the box, and it's still seeping that black smoke. You kind of cover it up again and try to forget it happened. You'll crawl back into bed. And Flip texts you once again. You come to the next morning. It's a little bit late in the day. We're saying it's about 11 o'clock in the morning.
We've missed the best part of the morning.
What would you guys like to do?
Vayne's is gonna hop up and head out, like, as soon as he's up, to head down to Clerk.
Okay.
To see about getting in touch with Professor Darcel, but also to see if we can arrange a short meeting with Luxandurand.
Yeah. Great. As you're turning down the hall to
Down towards the entrance.
so you can see Clerk. Hold on, Vayne.
Oh.
Hold on.
I look around.
Yep. You turn and you see Luxin is walking down the hall towards you.
Ah, I was just going to see Clark about getting in touch with you.
All right.
I was hoping we could have a private conversation.
Funny, I was hoping to have the same with you. Is your room...
There's only a ghost in there, it's fine.
A ghost?
Audible facepalm.
Yeah, hi Luxon. Do you know how, like, what the protocol for dealing with, like, ghosts is? I mean, I know, like, kill them, but, like,
specifically ghosts in boxes with black smoke.
Yeah, like objects, curses, maybe.
Everyone's
like, who do we speak
to? Back in the room.
Yeah. Put on armor.
Sit on my bed.
Talk about in the hallway.
This is him internally.
Yes.
We're in the Adventurers Guild. What there's other adventurers about? I mean, we're just asking questions.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He walks in behind you and pushes the door closed and just leans against it.
I didn't realize, like, curses were so secretive. Maybe this is why people keep getting cursed. You should really tell people.
I was under the impression that in the Adventurers Guild it was kind of okay to discuss such things. My apologies.
To those officiated in the guild, and more so on a needs-to-know basis. Dealing with a ghost, I believe that's more your line of work, and he looks at you, Roshana.
Yeah, I didn't expect to walk into this one again.
Right. You might want to speak with, I don't know, some of the hallowed halls maybe, or another temple.
Yeah.
Vayne,
definitely
would you
follow.
care to explain why there are guards out by clerk's desk?
Visible confusion.
They're asking for you.
Well, it could be one of a number of things, if I'm perfectly honest, Luxon.
Audible facepalm.
Yesterday, I came into some information that I was hoping to share with you soonish, but yes. And I tried to see Monty, but I may or may not have disguised myself as a certain lawyer.
Immediately just pinching the bridge of his nose.
No.
Just I didn't say anything or do anything. I was merely told that Monty had been moved because he was to be executed. And as you can imagine, him being a friend, I was hoping to see him, but I didn't want my face to be the one going in and out and asking questions and such, so it seemed sensible that the lawyer might be going to prisons sometimes to talk to inmates.
He shoots you a very icy glare. The guild's lawyer, you mean?
Yes.
The lawyer that works specifically with the guild members? Who
The lawyer that
represents
was-
guild members?
Perhaps. Yes. I have come up with a way to spin it so that it seems less.
No more spinning.
Ridiculous.
No, nothing. I'm already dealing with this.
Did you know about Monty?
Well, I've only just heard that he is to be hanged. Kilar'une, apparently.
Oh god, what day is it?
It's Kilar'une.
Where's
So,
the calendar?
roughly 4 days from
No,
now.
he's 4 days from now, but which is basically what Alvis said, like normally about 3 to 4 days after it gets announced. Or if the sentence was put forward.
And apparently it's to be quite the show. I'm sure you all know at this point that this is quite the high-profile case.
It is.
The
I
papers
know.
have already picked it up.
Yes, due to his brother, I believe.
That and the amount he
The rumors
supposedly brought
about it.
in, but as we
The
all know,
rumors
it's
with
not
the
that.
word, yeah.
Yes. Which is why I wanted to see him as soon as possible to try and iron out some information from him as to what the heck was going on.
To be quite frank with you, Vayne, it would have been a lot easier if you'd just gone up yourself.
Yes, I see that now.
Because now the
just haven't.
guild's name is in disrepute, because Prickett has already figured out that it was most likely you who tried to impersonate a guild lawyer as such. You were the only one who really knew Monty. You were associated with the guild, and you've decided to drag us through the mud in order to do your own business.
That was not my intention.
I gathered, but you need to think before you do these things.
I am sorry.
He reaches into his coat pocket and he pulls out a slip. I have a quest for you all. It was sent to the guild by an acquaintance of mine. If there's any hope of paying off the 2,000 gold pieces just to ensure that Monty stays alive for another couple of days, this might be worth it. He passes it to you, Vayne.
I was going to ask about the discrepancy in terms of payments, and I'll say that as I'm opening the letters. The letter. Hello, adventurers. I represent a group of business owners, laborers, and common folk residing along Longship Road in the western quarter of the Outer Ring. Over the past few weeks, it has become increasingly obvious that our little community has been subject to turmoil of theft. We have implored our local law enforcement to aid us in our plight. However, they have argued that we have very little proof to support our case aside from the absence of our belongings, and yet they remain absent. It is not as though we all collectively misplaced our valuables. Despite our protests, it has become apparent that our law enforcement's attempts to enforce the law are lackluster at best. We seek your gracious assistance in the matter and are willing to pay astutely for your services. Dictated as per request of Horace Minthini.
Mintine?
Sure, we'll go with that. Mintine.
I don't know.
Horace Mintine. Bitter
Feel-
Row
feel-
Tavern, Longship Road, Western Quarter, Outer Ring. 1,000 gold pieces. Travel expenses will be reimbursed.
Reads more like a thine, doesn't it? Like a minthine.
Yes, Mintine. Yes. Is it someone's dog?
Doge.
Or is that Luxon whining?
Hilarious.
I know. This would go a long way to help, but obviously we're splitting this between our group.
Well, you can have my cut.
Well, then you're getting nothing out of the quest, and I can't put you through that. You're putting your life
That's
on the line.
fine.
There's a fly. I got it. Well,
Think of it as me paying it forward. I'm sure you'll get me back at some stage.
oh, of course. And I do appreciate that. Obviously we'll take the quest looks, if that's okay with everyone.
Of course.
What am I to do about the guards downstairs? I assume you don't want me to talk to them?
Most definitely not. Just try and get out as quietly as you can. I'll have Clerk call a carriage.
Very well. If you'd all like to go ahead, I can come down subtly.
Is this a time-sensitive quest, Luxon?
Well,
I mean, the money is time sensitive.
that's a good way to put it.
Indeed.
Well, I guess that depends how many more nights we can deal with the box.
We can.
No, we can just
Take
drop
care
it to
of
the
that.
highlight hall.
So it might be an idea to visit there first.
Yes, I can peer out of the window until you're all ready at the carriage, and then I'll hurry down.
All right.
Sure. You can also make yourself look like somebody else and just walk
That's
out.
exactly what they'll be expecting me to do. They
Luxon
know
is
I
once
can do
again
it already, isn't it?
pinching the bridge of his nose.
Maybe
Luxon, what would
both.
you suggest?
That you leave my presence. That would be most delightful. All right, go. You've got your quest. Also, Vayne, you'll have to meet with Baz another time.
Okay. So, I assume he knows.
Yes.
I apologize for the inconvenience.
Just get this done. And he stands off to the side. Not the black dot! No! There we go.
No!
He's got
The
eye
black
patch.
spot!
Stands
The
off
black spot!
He stands off to the side, waiting for the you lot to leave.
I'll slightly collect my things.
Luxon walks back in, closes the door again before you leave, Vayne.
Oh, okay.
What was it you wanted to ask me?
I just wanted to apologize. I feel like, due to the circumstances when we met, I've been feeling on the back foot and more pressured into things than I would have liked to have been. I understand that you are obviously talented in what you do, and I respect you for that. But I just wanted to maybe start over. I now see that maybe this isn't the time because of your hate towards me.
Hate is a bit strong, Vayne. Indifference is more likely the sentiment.
Well, charming.
Look, words are pittance to me. Show me that you can do something right, and we can talk.
Very well. And just two quick more things. The discrepancy with the 2,000, 5,000. I was, since seeing the newspaper, it's been on my mind. Why such a high difference?
I believe 3,000 was the amount that the old Monty has a debt of in Clancamrye, and 2,000 is the fine that he was going to be made paid until the sentence got turned around.
Okay.
I'm assuming it was turned around because, frankly, he's not able to pay it in his current state.
Yes, and you know of his brother, I assume.
Montague, I believe. Yes.
Yes, he's quite the merchant, I hear. Could he not pay for his brother's life?
Well, to be quite frank, I don't think he'd be inclined to. From what I heard, they had a massive falling out.
Oh. Okay, that makes some semblance of sense. I still would think allowing the death of your brother is more than a falling out kind of thing, but...
I'm not privy to the details, and motive doesn't really concern me unless I can exploit it.
Very well.
I can't imagine he would come all the way back to Clancamrye just to take care of his brother. He's probably busy getting stock ready for his new business.
Yes, I saw it, quite the storefront he's got.
Indeed.
Okay, well, I'll put my hand out, like, to shake his hand, and just say, I apologize for the trouble I've caused you so far. I will try to do better.
He goes to shake your hand, and as soon as you try to reach for it, he puts his hand back and just skims the side of his hair. Get out.
Very well.
Okay, while that's going on.
I was gonna say, like, I can't get out. You're in front of the door.
He doesn't take up all 5 foot.
I don't know. His head's pretty fucking huge.
That is
Got him.
His personality does, though.
yeah, big
The
ol' Rio.
aura.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you head out of the housing quarters, and you do see in the distance what looks to be a group of guards have gathered, including one that looks vaguely familiar to you. Is wearing quite astute and definitely wearing a uniform of higher ranking. You also see what looks to be Luxon standing talking to him. And also the fiery hair of Lady Alvis as well.
Look at Roshana like, what? Wasn't he just...
How?
Wh- It's too early for this. Is the carriage there?
Carriage is not there yet.
Oh, I want to quickly take a detour to the Hollowed Hall.
Alrighty. You do so. You walk up the
Yes.
steps.
Run up, throw the box in, and then run out.
Yeet! This bitch
You know,
ain't empty. Yeet!
For a moment there, I got really confused because I thought the Hallowed Hall was the Temple of Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could have taken it there too, but
Yeah.
travel.
They do a great laundering service, though.
They do.
So I was kind of like, do we want to stop there first? And it makes so much more sense now.
Yeah. So, Roshana, you head up.
Mm-hmm.
You see one of the clerics there in their nondescript clerical attire, no symbols or anything about their necks or their lapels. You see a half-orc gentleman who goes, oh, hello.
Hi. We've had a bit of adventuring lately, and up on a goodwill quest, we came up on this box that was affiliated with a ghost specter. Yeah.
Oh.
And it attacked us last night. So I'd like to drop the box here.
That is, thank you. And he takes the box from you, the velveteen box. Smoke still pouring from it, and he goes, stand back for a moment, please. And he lifts up the lid, and you see inside the 2 large pearl earrings that the black smoke just seems to keep off emanating from. He goes, I could return these to you in about a day or so. I'll have these cleansed.
Okay.
Is that amenable to you?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Of course. It's a bit late, but better late than never.
Precisely. And he gives you a bow and closes the box again. The smoke kind of poofs out for a second before it begins to dribble down the sides again. He walks off. Box in tow.
Okay. I leave.
Alrighty.
Got rid of the box!
God, we're so good at this.
I'm questioning what Vayne is doing there, but...
He's running back and forth with Luxon chasing him.
What version of Luxon?
Get back here, you little shit! Constantly calls me
It's
problems.
one of
Why
those-
did I take you out to jail in the first place?
One of those Scooby-Doo moments where they run in through different doors.
Yeah.
ya.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Just now trying to think. Did Luxon tell me not to disguise myself or go invisible?
He
Or
didn't
did
say
he
anything.
just-
He's leaving
He
it up
didn't
to
say
you.
Oh boy.
Shall we wait out front for the car to arrive?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk on past, trying to look as not guilty and as natural as possible. Don't be suspicious.
I mean, we
We
had
didn't
nothing
do
to do with
anything.
Yeah, we had nothing to do with it.
We were only in the carriage. It wasn't us.
That's loyalty for you.
So yeah, you guys, pardon me, excuse me, slip your way past through the group of guards. And you see that there's a carriage waiting outside the front gates for you. So, Vayne, what would you like to do?
Mission success.
Yes.
I cast disguise self.
Okay. What would you like to look like?
Like just run of the mill human adventurer.
Okay.
Kind of scraggy clothing. Yeah, kind of unkempt. Slightly shorter. Bit of a beer belly. And a sword on his hip and a shield on his back.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Are you making those noises as you walk?
Morning.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No, sorry.
You took the path of greatest resistance.
Hide in plain sight. My biggest nervousness was Clark going, "Oh, hello, Vayne."
Give me a perception check, Vayne.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
Clerk's gonna call him out.
Well.
Okay, so you guys walk over to the carriage. You hop on in.
Oh no. Oh no.
The driver looks at the address and goes, yep. Be there soon enough.
Excellent.
I'm gonna keep the disguise up for pretty much the duration. And do you know what? In fact, I'm just gonna keep the disguise on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Until we get there and I've got out.
Lovely. Just need to measure because I didn't do it around like a tit.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mean yeah, you're a tit. I meant yeah, as in yeah.
I heard what you said. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. Shouldn't be too long. Okay.
Just so I'm getting this right, because I don't want it to fuck me up in like an hour's time.
Uh-huh.
I can cast disguise self as an action, just at will.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just keep it up for the duration of the travel there and a little bit afterwards, like after we get out, so that the driver goes away.
Right.
And then I'll decide if I'm going to keep it up for any longer.
Alrighty. You guys take a different direction from where you've gone previously through the Adventurous District. You pass by the Knoll's Belly Button Ring, the tavern
beautiful.
that Rook and Vayne stayed at on their first night in Clancamrye. Well,
Simpler
Vayne's-
days.
Yeah. It was your first, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You also passed by...
No, it was Rook's first, my second, because I spent one night in the thing, I think.
We'll get to it again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You also pass by the House of Heavenly Bodies, which is like a smaller version of the Temple of Heavenly Bodies. There are houses all throughout Clancamrye that act as little bathhouses and places of worship for the populace, on a much smaller scale than that of the temple itself. You pass now into the western quarter of Clancamrye. Aside from the time that you went to, well, aside from yesterday when you went to go to the grave quarter, this is still your first time here. And you pass by a huge stadium covered in different banners and colours. This is the Warriors Pit, or Warriors Arena, as it's called. It's much thingy. You do see different guards, also some very stocky-looking adventurers, and just people carrying popcorn, going to attend the different fights, walking to and fro and about the arena. You take a swift turn to the right, though, and you're heading towards the more coastal part of Clancamrye. It's at this point that, say you arrive, you can smell the salty, breezy air. Taste the salt on your tongue. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, and you can see boats in the distance just off the coast. Coast! Okay. So you're roughly here. I'm gonna just move the little marker to the map layer so you can see.
Should we have like a party icon?
We will at some point.
Once we think of a name and a logo.
Yeah.
Oh, we could use one of our heads.
If you
I
want
will
to
not like that on my ring.
Oh no, it's meant to be here. There. On your ring, just someone else's face.
Yes, I will sign off with this Stamps ring. See Kato's face.
Stamp. Alrighty. The carriage driver drops you off. It's a long road. Probably why it was called Long Ship Road. You see different little residential houses. Some of them are well built. Others are just sheets of corrugated steel that people have put together and made a home out of. This area, though, seems to be halfway decent.
Is the beach visible?
The beach? No, not here.
Hmm.
But there are a lot of boats, and you take a look towards your right, and you could see that there looks to be a shipyard of some kind about here.
Mm-hmm.
Where boats are going to dock and
Get fixed up and all that good shit.
you are dropped off outside a... Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. There's someone bloody drilling next door, for fuck's sake.
No.
You're stopped outside a small little tavern, and I didn't put the fog, for God's sake. Fog. Joys of DMing.
Isn't it great?
It's fabulous. Okay. So you're pretty close to the coast here. The tavern itself is almost right on like a little promenade where people are walking up and down, and you can see there's a number of little wooden docks. Definitely not as grand as the ones you see down in the off of the shipyard. Sorry, I should say. Now plop you here. You see a 2-story building. Looks to be a tavern or some kind. And the sign hanging outside is of what looks to be... It's been painted quite well, actually. It's a caricature of someone with, like, a really, like, disgusted expression on their face, and they're holding a plate of what looks to be, like, little black beads of some kind. This is the Bitter Row Tavern.
I like it. Well, I believe this is the spot. Sorry.
Yeah.
I believe this is the spot.
Vayne, you're fooling no one.
Who are you talking about? I'm your new adventuring buddy. My name's Croft.
Can I push Vayne in the water?
Please. Yeah, can you roll me a strength check, please? And, Vayne, if you
No,
want
it
to...
does not. No, he's lucky. The one natural one I did not want.
Vayne just moves out of the way and you push yourself.
Well, still
Sure.
needs to be contested. There's
True.
always the chance that you roll a 1.
Go for it,
Okay.
Vayne.
What am I rolling? Dexterity? Save?
We'll say strength,
I'm
because
moving
it
out the
should have
way.
been athletics for Roshana, but we'll say strength for you, Vayne. Just a straight up contest.
Oh, that's just rude.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't athletics.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
I
very
was
good.
close to a one.
Edge.
Yeah, Roshana, you go to
Sedge.
push Vayne, and he, like, unknowingly kind of just steps out of the way, and you have to catch yourself before you fall into the water yourself. Pull yourself
Careful,
back.
Roshana. Croft's fast.
I'll get you.
Does this Croft always talk in third person?
Croft. Like cough, but Croft. Because I need a Croft.
You sound like it.
Thank you.
I need to cry.
Me too. That's my other personality.
Shall we head on in and speak to this patron?
Get out of the water.
Let's go then.
Alrighty. You head on in, you're immediately hit by the scent of a little bit of stale ale, and a mixture of fish. It's not the worst things you've smelled. I mean, you as a party, you've smelled a lot of different awful things, but
Sewers.
exactly.
I also smell like fish right now, so that's great. We're staying in theme.
Okay. You see, as you walk in, this place was mostly deserted. It's still pretty early in the day for the sailors that work around here. You do see behind the counter there looks to be a woman in her mid-30s or so. She's just cleaning a couple of cups that have been left on the tavern. And sat at the tavern then, like on a little bar stool, you see an older gentleman, human, kind of wispy, wiry hair about his head that's gone a little bit crazy, and a mustache that is mostly well kept. Seems to be wearing almost like this tweed jacket and is very well dressed for the area. Though, you know, most of his clothes could use a bit of an iron. What would you like to do?
I'll walk up to the... Oh, sorry, Rook. Didn't see you there. I'll
You
walk up
guys
to the bar.
standing on the bar?
Yes. Sir Don.
Well, I mean, I thought this other gentleman was, so I thought maybe that was how it worked, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Bitter Row Tavern. What can I get you?
We're looking for someone. Should be waiting for us. Horace Minthine.
She goes to say something, and the gentleman at the far end of the bar goes, "Oh, yes, that would be me. Hello? Ah,
Well-
you the adventurers that I called for.
That we would be, yes.
Ah, brilliant. Yes, yes. Gather round, gather round. Would you like something to drink?
An ale, please.
Yeah,
Water, if you
certainly.
don't mind.
Water?
I'll pass for now, thank you.
An
Very-
ale for me.
Alrighty, 2 ales and water and a sherry, please, Julia.
Right away.
So, yes, thank you very much for responding to my correspondence. We've been having a bit of trouble here, as I'm sure you've already read. Things have been going missing about our community. And we need you to put a stop to it because, well, our law enforcement here just don't want to be involved.
Why don't they want to be involved?
They claim that they're too busy, but who knows, really?
Do you have a list of the presumed stolen items? Anything identifiable that we can have a look out for?
I'm afraid not. And you see he begins rubbing at his chin. I was going to call a community meeting and see if they will come down. To be honest, it's all been more so word of mouth for the time being. Things have been going missing here and there. At first, it's difficult to tell you the breadth of the stolen items, given that a lot of people don't even realize that the items have been stolen until they go to look for them. For example, myself, I had a very nice set of silver tableware that I keep only for special occasions. But of course, when I went to go find it, well, it had already gone, hadn't it?
And what was the storage of such items? Was it kept in like a closed, locked cabinet? Was it kept out hanging from a wall? Like, how much effort would a burglar have to have undergone to gain these items?
Well, admittedly, not very much. To be honest, we've never really had any problems around here. I have to say, though, while it was a very nice set of tableware, there would be other things in my house that I would have deemed more important that I have locked away.
When did the stealing start?
Well, the tableware went away about a month or so ago. I'd have to ask around.
That would be nice to know.
You see, Yudia comes back at this point with your drinks.
No worries.
What's her name?
Sorry, who said what? I don't know what. What the fuck did you say, mate?
I said so, Horace.
I thought
So
you
Horace.
said. I thought you said walrus.
So, Mr. Walrus. No. What would? Yeah. What?
Sorry, Kato.
was.
The woman says, "It is Yulia."
Thank you. That's a lovely name.
So, Horace. You're saying that they're not really looking for stuff that is necessarily the most valuable. Could they just be going for the easy to grab items, or could they be going for, specific items that maybe you won't notice for a while?
Potentially, yes. Yulia, you've had problems here, haven't you? Yes, Mr. Minthane. Well, we had a lot of coins stolen from the till, but
Wait, any coin over? Like, was it more like? Did you have many coppers stolen?
Yes, Yulia. Didn't you say it was the silver coins that went missing one time? Yes, it was the silver coins, but to be honest, I wasn't on shift that day, and I'm assuming that somebody probably just walked in, saw the till was open, and just grabbed whatever they could and ran with it.
So
silver is being stolen.
Yes, which is, compared to the others, a more shiny item, and if they're taking stuff that isn't of particular value, then it could mean, we've got like a magpie situation on our hands where they're just more interested in shiny goods.
I was also thinking something similar.
Yeah.
What can silver be used for?
Well, yeah, I was going to say either that or like there's some sort of, lycanthropy and they're trying to get rid of all the silver.
Lycanthropy? Look, I don't know. Might want to just ask some of the patrons when they come in.
It would be good to know whose stuff was stolen last and how long ago.
Yes, but as I had explained, it's difficult exactly to pinpoint when things have been stolen, yes?
Well, yes, but, I mean, we could ask people to go through their belongings and see if they,
Exactly.
notice anything that's gone missing.
Yes, I will call a community meeting. Are you to stay here with us for some time?
Well, the job's done.
Likely won't take too very long, and we'll stay until it's done.
Very well.
Has anyone been acting out? Or acting differently?
Julia gives you a pointed look and then looks over at Horace. And then back at you again. Not that I've noticed, and I talk to everyone here, so...
Can I insight check Horace?
Yes, you can.
There you go.
I'll send you a message.
Ooh.
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 Well, don't you two worry. Croft Napscan is on the case.
Oh, for God's sake.
Vayne, just drop the disguise.
I don't know who Vayne is.
Didn't we have a whole conversation mid-job last time about branding? This feels counterintuitive. Fine. Okay. Never mind.
Should your investigation go on longer, though, I'm very happy to put you up here in the Bitter Road Tavern.
That would be nice.
It could be worthwhile. There's value in having some rooms available.
Most certainly. I'll put that down now, Yulia, if you don't mind. And he slides the a gold coin over across to Yulia. She just scrapes it and...
When we were coming, so when we were dropped off, does this seem like an affluent-ish part of, or is it very sort of not necessarily run down, but more common folk?
This is definitely a lot more common folk. As I said, there are a few houses which are of poor build, but throughout the outer ring of the city, it's very much a mismatch of buildings. So you've got you can have the poorest and some of the wealthier folk of the outer ring living together. Around the tavern itself, there does seem to be a few more substantial buildings, but you don't really have to walk too far to find some places which could be considered squalor.
Okay, it's just I obviously, with him putting up, well, I assume maybe it's not specifically just him, but putting up such a big reward and kind of throwing gold around like pretty willy-nilly. I didn't know if it was that kind of area or if it was, Vayne will take note of this.
Yulia heads over
and might I ask, Horace, what exactly is it that, I assume you're one of these business owners. What is it that you do?
No, I've been retired now for a couple of years. Used to work down at the shipyards. I was a manager there. Now that I'm enjoying my time, spending time with the community, I'm one of the community heads. And, yes, I'm very much enjoying my time here. I've lived here pretty much all my life, and my father lived here, and my grandfather lived here before me.
So,
Wonderful.
so, is it the community's putting the reward up?
No, it's myself. A lot of people here would not be able to afford such a sum, but I believe it's important to give back. And, well, the gods don't want to do it, so I'm very pleased to have you here.
Well, we'll do what we can. Is there somewhere we can find you, in case we need to ask any more questions, or...
I only live a stone's throw away. If you need to find me, just ask Yulia and she can have someone sent out to come fetch me.
Sounds good.
Of course.
Very well. Can I get your names, please, if you don't mind?
Rook.
Roshana.
Kato.
He looks expectantly at you, Vayne.
Croft.
You see, he takes all these names down in a little notepad that he has. Not notepad, just like a small little diary book. Very, very thin, and he just slips it into his coat pocket on the inside. Lovely. Well, I'll put another gold down here, Yulia. If you want to grab your dinner here or a drink, please do so. It is on me. And I'm hoping you'll have a lot more luck than we've had previously. Yes?
We'll
In
do
the
our
case.
best.
You see, he knocks the sherry back. Goes, right, thank you. He picks up a cane and begins walking outside. What would you guys like to do?
He seems enthusiastic about their community.
Indeed.
And I'll look up to see if there's any, like, reaction from the bartender at that.
You see that she is kind of a little bit mindlessly just cleaning the inside of a cup, and she looks over at you. Very tired eyes. I know he means well, but he is a pain in the hole.
I expected that. He seems very nosy.
Yes. And he might have some merit. People have mentioned that things are going missing, but again, like you said, not all of us have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
His
Oh,
age
he's
might
very
be
much-
to him.
No. Very much taking it on himself to sort of lead the way in terms of the investigation.
The guards here aren't exactly much help either. They stretch a little bit thin.
Why are the guards thin?
The outer ring's a large place. They don't hire as many as they probably should. Keeping costs down and all that.
Yes, I assume it's the same. I assume it's the same reason as the Southern District.
I take a big gulp of my ale.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about the Southern Districts, but I'm assuming it's the same.
I think, just most big district. Not enough guards to look after it, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
just out of, I suppose you don't really know. So the gold that went, or the silver that went missing from your till, that you assume that happened during a working day while someone didn't have eyes on?
I presume. Yes. I don't really know how else they could get it.
And I assume that if the guards are getting involved through a lack of evidence, then nobody has any signs of damage on the house from from whoever would have taken these items?
No damage. To be honest, that would have been more talk than anything going missing. Yeah, it can get quite cold here and very windy.
Yeah.
If houses were being broken into, we definitely would have heard of it, and the guards probably would have gotten involved then.
I think we might take a moment to converse amongst ourselves.
Of course. Just take them just in case. He's already paid, and I don't want it coming back on me. She pulls off the keys that are hanging up in the wall and just passes them to you. They're not the best. They're mostly for sailors that are just wanting a quick nap. But they're functional.
Long as it
Understand.
has a bed, it's fine.
Thank you very much.
Slightly all
No.
Yes. Shall we go check out these rooms then?
I assume they're up these stairs over here.
Yes.
Enter the void.
Oh no! Okay.
We all die.
It's a sphere of annihilation.
Okay. You walk up the steps, and as soon as you reach the top stairs, you actually see that there is a large pipe coming from just the middle of the floor. And you can hear it's cranking and seems to be hissing a little bit. It goes off into the ceiling above. And then it also has like another, well, like there's a junction where one part of it goes up into the ceiling, the other part goes off into this room here, if it shows.
Is that one of our rooms?
You can take a look inside.
Yep.
I will take a look.
I would if I could reveal it. There we go. Take a look inside, and you see that pipe comes down again and points towards a basin. And you see there's like little drops of water are plinking down from the pipe. You're assuming it's probably hot water, which a sailor would very much appreciate. You do see that towels have kind of just been left in the middle, haven't been picked up yet.
Vayne's going to drop his disguise.
Yeah, okay.
Care to let us in on this little scheme of yours?
Just keep my head down. If we're going to be walking around and such, I mean, the guards might know of me. You know, I just want to keep it as low profile as possible.
You know, I don't think the guards have a hive mind.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how they work.
We should actually know how they work by now.
Well, yeah. But anyway, just act natural. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just wearing a fake mustache, let's say.
I don't know how you plan to keep up that charade.
I cast disguise staff. Like this.
The hat was a mistake.
It sure was.
And then I drop disguise staff. Try not to worry too much. I'm just trying to keep my face out of getting in any more trouble. For the guild's benefit, not mine.
Trouble comes with your name.
It seemed to be that way. But hopefully we're turning a corner now.
In my experience, trouble doesn't usually come about unless you make it trouble.
I say we set a trap.
I was going to say, when we were downstairs, with the mention of everything we are aware of being stolen this time, being silver, I have a sum of silver on me.
Same here.
We could spread a rumor around that there's some silver stashed somewhere and lie in wait.
I don't think that's wise. Because the big problem we come by using coin as silver anyway is that anyone who sees it will want to pick it up, assuming it's in a place that doesn't, seem like it would get them in trouble.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. We could always pretend it's not silver pieces, but something of value made of silver. I don't know, like well, they stole cutlery, maybe dishes of some sort of silverware.
It would be good to get an idea for what the scale of these stolen items are.
Oh, yes,
like
definitely.
What the largest one was.
But I think, well, this Horace fellow seems quite well off. He could mention that he's invested in some new silverware due to his previous going missing. And then we could lay in wait in his house, perhaps.
I don't really think, like, the information network, by whoever is taking this silver is like word of mouth. I feel like we run the risk of contaminating the pool of would-be culprits by artificially inflating the number by telling people where valuable things are.
Yes, I can see your point. They must be able to find out about it somehow.
Well, they might just see it. They might be opportunistic. They might be seeking it out, but they might only be seeking out what they can see. Because, like Horace said, they didn't go after any additional valuables that were locked up or placed elsewhere. It was easy to take decorative silverware. It was silver coins left out if a till was open. If I wanted to, going through my head of people that just take things they stumble across, perhaps there's a little cabal of raccoons stealing silver shit.
That did come to mind. We'll have to ask if the circus has been through recently.
Well, it could be a whole menagerie of different animals.
The circus has been here for a while, has it not?
Does it usually commit petty robbery?
We know someone does. Although that someone didn't steal silver.
I feel like in my head, anyone that got value out of the item wouldn't go for silver, they'd go for gold.
Yes, I agree. But I just mean our little raccoon friend never stole silver, so...
I'm not suggesting it is them.
Oh, okay.
I'm suggesting that it may be something similar. Some creature that's just fascinated by shiny objects. I'm going to go outside and speak to some animals.
Okay. I guess we'll sort our rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can choose whichever roomie you like.
I'll sit on this stool.
How many keys do we get?
4. 1 each.
Okay.
They're, as
cozy.
Yulia said downstairs, they're functional. There's nothing more to them.
Yeah.
Perfect for, dock workers or sailors who are just looking for a good kip. Place to hang up their wet clothes and put down their boots and just sleep for the night.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Rook, I'll bring you over to the map. I'll bring you. There you go. Oh, you found yourself. There you go. Lovely.
Yeah, I know who I am.
Okay. I know where I am. I know what this is.
Well, we can only select ourselves, so.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rook is just going to head outside, pull a owl out of his cloak, and he's going to have it nip around and keep an eye out for like whatever local animals are here. He's not going to bother with. He's going to ignore seagulls because he doesn't feel like a worthwhile conversation is there.
Okay.
They do like stealing things, though.
Yeah,
Good
but if he finds one seagull, he's going to find 50, and he can't put up with that. That's too much.
Action economy.
So he's gonna walk around the sort of neighborhood and like look out for maybe like stray cats, like crows, anything like that.
Okay. Looking for little critters. Give me a perception check, please.
Sure, I will guide myself.
Nice.
Guidance.
Ah, delicious.
On
Let's
11.
start. As you're looking around, it's a pretty slightly humid day, although there is a little bit of a cold draft coming in from the sea breeze. You do see plenty of seagulls are kind of just coasting on the torrent of wind above. Take a look about, and you do see a couple of fishermen who haven't taken to the boats. They're kind of just sitting on the dock, and looks like they're just trying to grab lunch, whatever they can get. There does seem to be a small cat nearby, though, that is just peering into the bucket every now and then, trying to see if he can lick something.
Beside these fishermen?
Yeah, kind of just stalking between them to see who's caught something.
Yeah, I'll walk up to the two of them. Excuse me.
Yeah.
2 questions. The first one, I was asked to come here because there was some stuff going missing. I don't know if you know Horace. Are you individuals been a victim of petty pilfering?
You see this old man that you're talking to, very grizzled chin, hasn't had a shave in a long time. Couple of teeth missing at the front, and one of the ones that is remaining is yellowed and kind of sticking out the front. The hat he has is very much drooping around him with moisture, and is wearing like a long trench coat. Again, sodden and kind of just clung to him from the rain and the sea air. He thinks to himself, I lost a locket.
Silver locket.
Yeah, and he turns towards you a little bit more fully now, but giving you more attention. Yeah.
And where would you usually keep it? Like on a bedside table, somewhere out in the open? Or would someone need to go into a set of drawers to find it?
He pulls back his coat, and you see he would reach into his pocket of his trousers, held up by hip breeches, and he kind of like turns the pocket inside out, and he goes, I would have kept it in here.
Oh, so on your person, except I guess when you're not wearing that coat.
Yeah.
Interesting. And do you know if any of your sea-set companions have verbalized what they lost?
No, not really.
Do you remember when you realized it was lost?
About 2 weeks ago.
Interesting. Thank you. My second question is, do you mind if I speak to that cat? And please do appreciate I'm not being rude by ignoring you. It's just...
He looks up at you a bit quizzically. Sure.
Okay, I'm going to cast some magic now. It's going to be quite obvious. It is to facilitate the speaking to the cat.
Okay. You see, he's gone a bit wide-eyed at this point and is starting to shuffle a little bit down the dock, dragging his wooden bucket with him.
Yeah, we'll cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Throw it up there.
Beh.
Yeah. You see this little ginger tabby. It's just walking back and forth between these two people and kind of stopped a little bit, looking at you all a bit curiously. You see that this one also has like a little, one of its canines is kind of jutting out at an awkward angle.
Hello.
Licks across its paw. Hello.
Yeah, you look like you're looking for some food.
Yes.
Perhaps we can come to some sort of an arrangement.
Depends.
I'm looking to find out if you know if there's been anything running around this part of town recently, nipping people's personal belongings, usually little silver trinkets.
You see the cat now is kind of sat down, its tail curled around its paws. Kind of licks at the paw again and cleans the back of its ear. Maybe.
Maybe. You know, I could probably source you a little bit of healthy protein.
Bargaining with the cat. It's a bold move.
The ear's
Of course, that is just a maybe. It might turn into a certainty, depending.
I have seen an increase in certain creatures, yes.
Certain creature. Care to walk with me back to the inn, and we will chat about this creature. And once we arrive there, I will ask the kind server for a plate of something of your choosing.
All right. And immediately the cat stands up and begins walking to the tavern.
Yeah. So is this a large creature?
No. Mostly small.
Multiple in numbers, or just the one?
Yes, multiple.
Is this creature a concern to you, or does it leave you well enough alone?
Unless I get close.
Right. And what sort of dangers would this creature pose to you?
You see the cat stops for a second, and then it lifts up its other paw and shows you that it has like a mark across where the fur has not grown because there's a scar there.
And I'll stop and like take a look at the scar just to see if I can get any idea for like what sort of, if it was like a claw, if it was like a pierce, like what sort of wound was caused.
Say this would be more of an investigation, I think.
Sure.
May I assist?
Sure. How would you like to?
Take a look at the scar and try to ascertain what kind of I hesitate to say weapon.
Okay, you can roll your own investigation as well.
Okay. Or I won't. That's cool too.
Yeah, it does look like a knife has been drawn across this cat's paw, Kato. As you're looking at it, Rook, you kind of have to take a hold of the cat's paw, which it's not too happy about, kind of yanking away every now and then instinctually as you're looking at it. It does look to be quite a deep wound on the top of the cat's paw and on the underneath as well. Looks like it might have been a claw of some kind.
Is this wound still giving you problems?
No.
Okay. And I'll just head on in towards the inn.
Alrighty.
Excuse me, barkeep.
Yes?
What sort of meat do you provide?
Well, it's mostly fish. We've got chowder, if you like, or trout
Well,
and
what sort
mackerel,
of
usually the...
and do you have these in the raw form?
Yes, we also have bass as well, if you'd like.
Okay. I'm sorry, Cat. Has anyone ever named you before? Do you go by something?
You see the cat is
Just
stood
Cat.
outside of the tavern. He's kind of just sitting there waiting.
Oh, sorry, barkeep. Do you not let the cat in? Are they not allowed in?
No. I tried to leave some bits out for us, but no, it's got a
Okay, just
bad case of the fleas and cats around here. They always seem to spread it amongst themselves.
okay. I see. Yeah. So they've got a lot of fish, like bass, mackerel. Do you have a preference?
I'll take the bass.
Take the bass. Okay. Yeah. How much for the bass?
For the dinner?
Just for a bass.
Bass
Just
is
the raw form.
in the raw. I could do
It's like
a gold.
I put down a gold for Rook.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, and she turns around and she walks out with a very lengthy bass. And she's kind of like, I got in a bit of newspaper and just it's kind of like dragging it that way out to you. I've got one here. I could show you on the map how big it is.
Please do.
Sure.
I'll take it.
If you'll reveal, there we go. Yep. Fishy. It's
Fishy
a big fish.
I'll take big fish.
Do you mind if I take a stool or two outside just briefly? I'll take it back in when I return.
Sure. She's looking at you guys, very confused and a little bit worried.
I mean, if you don't want me to, it's fine. I don't mind.
No, just make sure you don't wander off too far with them.
No, you should be able to see us through the window.
Nice.
I'll
No.
follow with the fish.
I'll pick up 2 stools and just place them down out here and sit on one. And give Roshana the other.
I'll sit on the other and place the fish down.
Sorry,
On the
Kato, I
ground.
only had 2 hands. There you go. Bass as promised. Delivered.
You see the cat
How I wonder.
immediately stands up and begins scratching at the bass, getting the scales off and tucking in, shaking its head.
Well, before your mouth gets too terribly full, I believe you've got something to deliver to me.
Oh,
These are creatures.
crabs,
Crabs.
but not.
How big?
It's not bigger than me. Small. Taste bad. Funny.
But they still got the pincers, I assume.
Yes. The cat looks down at his paw again before tucking back into the bass.
Is there any time in particular that they, I assume, exit the water?
At night.
Strange. Oh, sorry, Roshana. They said crabs.
Crabs? Why would crabs be taking silver?
Could they be controlled?
Perhaps. That's what I would assume, because I've never really heard of such creatures particularly coveting them.
I'm assuming that he's relayed most of the details about
Yeah.
what he
Yeah.
learned. Okay. Okay.
Rook
Just making
just
sure
there-
because I don't speak cat.
Rook's just
Why
there going,
not?
meow, meow.
This is the most I've heard
Especially-
a cat meow, you know?
Especially in groups. I've never heard crabs to really travel in groups.
It's definitely strange. Apparently they come out of the water at night.
Hmm.
So what I was maybe thinking is perhaps we perch up until the light starts to get low. You can brain blast Kato's eyes so he's not a nuisance. And then we can stake out the coastline for crabs.
Of course. Of course.
But
Hey,
also for crabs to have I'm just ignoring that. But also for crabs to have such coordination as to take a locket out of a man's coat pocket.
Well, again, like the man can leave the coat. Like they've gone into, like whoever's been stealing has gone into people's homes. So if he just
Also-
left it on like a chair.
I'm also trying to figure out how they would grab silver coins with their pincers. The
Must be a
claws.
lot of
It-
them to get up on a counter.
It may also
Yeah, but
be
just
worth
grabby.
talking.
Hey, Kat, have you seen these crabs going back into the water with like shiny objects?
The cat is kind of just wiping at his mouth a little bit. Looks up at you. I don't know. They are. It is difficult to tell.
Hmm.
They
I
are
should.
shiny themselves.
Right. The cat says they're shiny themselves. It is worth
Shiny?
noting that we should assume that these creatures approximate a crab from the perspective of a cat.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
But if they're shiny, that could mean that they wear the items.
That's a possibility.
It might be worth talking to some of the dock workers and see if they've spotted anything strange or unusual.
We could also see about picking up maybe some, like lobster or crab traps and putting some silver in them.
Hmm.
But then again, we can always just wait till the, night, leave out a bit of silver, like leave the front door of here unlocked, hide, put a bit of silver on the ground, like over there, see what comes in to take it, then question and interrogate the crab.
I mean, that's a possibility. We do need to discuss with Julia.
I'm going to ignore that you said interrogate the crab.
I am not surprised anymore. He just talked with a cat.
Suddenly my abilities don't seem so strange.
I just
I
negotiated with a
paid
cat
1
for
gold
information.
for a bass.
I don't know what part of this is out of your reach, Kato.
Everything.
I can't talk to animals.
Have you tried?
Yes.
Hold on.
Wait, can you, like, be careful because I don't know what goes on in your head and I don't want you to blow this cat up.
Don't blow the cat up.
I can't. Just because I can move things and talk to people doesn't mean I can blow stuff up.
Feels like it's not that far off, though, huh?
It's just a withering glance in your direction.
It just over his head.
I will try talking to the cat.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Do you have the telepathic speech there? Could you
throw it up. I forget.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it have to understand you? I'm not sure.
It might.
it has to oh, that's the wrong one. It has to understand at least one language, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Does it speak cat?
You say this, and you see the cat just like grips the ground for a second, shocked, looking all around it,
Sorry, that was my friend.
eyes
He was
wide.
trying something.
No light noises,
Give a-
please.
Give a wave.
He doesn't. They don't like that.
See the tail is swishing back and forth before the cat turns back and goes to eat the bass.
I apologize. That was out loud.
You
The
see,
cat does not like you, Kato.
the cat is looking in the other direction as another cat is stalking forward.
Oh.
Hey, you! Don't do this. Don't play these games in my house.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh wow.
Weirdly, not my greatest stat.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow.
This is the first time I've rolled in a good while, actually, given the past few sessions, so let's see if the cat listens. The cat begins licking its chops. It's just stood still and then slowly begins to slink back, staring at the bass and staring at the other cat before it kind of just hides underneath one of the barrels nearby.
Next time I speak to you, if you're useful, you might get the same treatment. Tell your friends. Sorry, I just needed to handle something real quick.
So.
Cat
So
listens to
we
you
are
again.
not. We're gonna tell this plan to our human friend upstairs. What was it, Cliff? Clough.
Crof? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Not
He's
good with
giving me
names.
a headache, that's all.
So it's not just me.
No.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Who's giving you a headache?
Vayne.
Oh, why?
Why not?
Well, I can't argue with that.
He's just sort of blowing this out of proportion.
Yeah, he didn't need to go this far with this guy's self.
Well, I mean, I feel like you have to give people a certain leeway when they hear their friends are going to get killed.
What, like he's having a breakdown?
I would say it's more likely that his normal response to things is kind of thrown a little out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he feels like he hasn't been doing, he hasn't been reacting enough in the previous days because this was pushed on him so abruptly, and also the price of things has, been changing. So maybe now he feels like he has to go above and beyond just to make sure he gets as much value out of these couple of days as possible.
Of course.
Of course, I don't really know. You can ask him.
I mean, he's not dying.
No, that's true. He actually very clearly, verbally told us before that he wouldn't die for us. In a very nice way. But the conversation was had. Shall we head back up?
Do you have any more questions for the cat?
Yeah, well, he's kind of busy eating at the moment. I don't know, do you have anything you want me to ask him? Or them? Do you have a name?
No.
Okay, no, they don't have a name. They're just cat.
Do you want a name?
Would you like one?
Not sure what use they would get, but I'll ask. These two want to know if you want a name. Mainly this one points to Roshana.
Will I get food if I have a name?
Well, just between you and I feel like if you have a name and Roshana can identify you, they're a lot more likely to drop rations when they see you.
The cat licks its nose a little bit, taking a breather from munching on this huge bass.
Okay.
Roshana, they said they'd love it if you give them a name.
Oh boy, let me think of one.
It's a ginger tabby, isn't it?
Yep, with a crooked tooth.
You know the cat from the Muppets?
No.
His name's Rocky. No?
Ooh, I think that was the wrong answer.
Just because it's an orange tabby.
Okay.
I mean, I was gonna go with something else, but that's not greatly translated to English. So, yeah. Let's you know what? Let's call him Crab instead. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you can tell them. I mean, like, I feel like it's better if they hear the name, not through the translation of magic.
I kneel down and I tried to pet him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, now your name is Crab.
The cat looks up from eating the fish and stares at you for a moment as you're petting it and goes back to eating the fish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just react to like that word that she said, like whenever you see her, you know, the last one.
Okay.
I'll have her say it again. Roshana, will you just say the name again?
Crab.
That one, right there.
Okay.
Right. Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. I hope next time we meet it is under equally, if not more, amicable terms. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See, the cat now grabs the fish's tail and begins dragging it down one of the alleyways.
I'm not surprised.
Right. Shall we head upstairs and plan?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, really quick, barkeep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever notice like small, like almost like drop-sized puddles of water coming in from like the door or things like that?
I try to not notice this. We're very much side the coast, so sometimes a large wave can come by sometimes and it can splash in.
Okay.
And our patrons tend to be wet.
Sailors, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Can I head upstairs?
Alrighty. What are you up to, Kato? Oh, Jesus.
He was jealous. He also wanted to bond with the cat.
No, animals don't like me.
Alrighty. So you head back upstairs. Back up
Vayne. So I spoke with a cat. Well, I spoke with two fishermen first, and one of them had lost a silver locket that they keep in like the coat pocket, and then I spoke to a cat, and the cat said that it's crabs.
Well, I suggest you see a doctor.
What's a doctor gonna do about that? And plus, we were hired to do this. I feel like, having to pay someone else.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood what you meant by.
Not those crabs.
What? Crabs are stealing silverware,
Mm-hmm.
and a cat told you this.
Yeah.
Are you certain it's crabs?
Well, it's something that a cat assumed was a crab.
Right.
Or whatever that's worth to you.
So let me.
Definitely had
I just want
slashing.
to see how this sounds when I say it to you.
Mm-hmm.
A cat told you that crabs are coming in to buildings and random people's houses and taking silver.
No.
No.
A cat told me there was an increase in crab-like creatures coming in from the ocean, and when they returned back, while they didn't see anything shiny in their hands, they were themselves quite shiny. And also the cat got too close one time, and then they pinched them.
Well, I'm not familiar with aquatic creatures, so I'm not exactly sure what other creatures fit that criteria.
I mean, did you ask anyone downstairs if the metallic silver stealing crabs are common in this area?
I feel like if they were, there would be less curiosity about this particular case. And it'd be weird, if someone was like,
yes, but only one person seems to be super interested in this case, which is Horus.
Someone's stealing all our shiny stuff, and also don't worry about the shiny stuff stealing crabs.
Yes. I mean,
I assume that the people around here are unfamiliar, because if a fisherman had caught one such crab,
I just assume
before,
that people living near the ocean, dealing with the ocean every day and night, might have spotted a silver crab or a metallic crab of any kind.
Yes, but I think, as Kato alluded to, I don't know what he's doing over in that other room, but as Kato alluded to, there may be a mastermind puppeteering these crabs, hey Kato, and making them act in a way that's more, for lack of a better word, intelligent. I feel like
someone or something is controlling the metallic crabs to steal people's silver.
Maybe.
Right.
At the very least, it could be cool to watch a whole bunch of crabs come in from the ocean.
Well, that would certainly be interesting. And if they go back into the ocean with silver, that's certainly case closed.
If it comes to it and we have to stay here a day longer, if we're setting a trap, I can prepare a spell that would allow me to be able to locate an item I'm familiar with. So, if we find these crabs and they go back, but we're not able to sort of do anything more about it, perhaps we have one of them take back an object next time.
That makes a lot of sense, yes. Well, you seem to have things in hand. Vayne's kind of looking between you and there's a piece of parchment on his leg. he was writing when you came in. And he'll roll up the parchment and pop it in his vial case. Well, should we go and investigate other, speak to other animals or people, perhaps?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can speak to people. I mean, what would you... I mean, sure. Yeah.
Well, let's just find out if anyone else has seen these suspicious crabs or have had any silver stolen.
I assume not many people are out. It might be worth finding out, like, how often people are out late near the docks. I assume that since guards patrols are so, scarce around here, that's one reason why people didn't see them.
Oh, yes, I was just thinking I'm sure the dock workers are working around and perhaps, as people that work directly next to the ocean, I assume that they would have seen 1 or 2 crabs in their time here.
Can certainly ask.
Or we could ask if there's anyone who knows anything about sea life. Because I certainly never heard of this kind of crab silver metal thing. But, well, I mean, yes, let's be about it.
Sounds good.
Vayne
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to put my disguise up, but I can wait.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick hour just to recenter myself. If you guys want to go out and speak to people, just in case shit kicks off this evening, I want to be ready.
What time is it?
Yes.
I'll say about now it's about 2 o'clock.
Okay, I figured it was mid-afternoon.
I mean, I can head off and talk to people if you all want to stay here, or you can come with me. It all depends on if people want to go out, or if they'd rather wait until later.
Just wondering who we should talk to.
Well, I mean, we don't know anyone in the district, so anyone and everyone, I would think. Locals.
Yeah. Speak to them. Maybe find out how empty the coast generally is.
Yes.
I'll come with.
All right.
Alrighty. I think we'll take a quick break here, guys, actually.
Alright, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might go for a bit of a long one, because I've been playing a bit longer tonight, if that's okay with people.
Yeah.
So we'll say on the hour we'll come back?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Good stuff.